talk about Dear Evan Hansen. Now, if you've heard of this, it's probably because it's been a hit musical on Broadway for a while. It's making its way to the big screen. Ben Platt, the star of the movie, was also the originator of that role on Broadway. Super talented guy, doing great work. It's a story about social anxiety in teenagers and a central character who gets caught up in a lie after a note he wrote to himself gets mistaken for the suicide note of a fellow classmate. And that's where the hijinks begin. Now, that's a little bit of the problem of this movie, is that it's dealing with such a big, meaty, weighty topic, and the tone doesn't always quite match that. I think before we go any further, I'm legally required to talk about Ben Platt's age. He is 28, playing 16. It doesn't work. I don't think that's the main issue with the movie, but it is distracting. There are moments in this movie where you watch him falling in love with a fellow high schooler, and it comes off more stalky, creepy than anything that's going to give you care or empathy for the character. That's a big deal. It distracts you from what I think the movie is trying to do, the emotional through line that it's trying to bring you through. It just doesn't work. He's surrounded by great actors. You've got Caitlin Dever in here. You've got Amy Adams. You've got Julianne Moore. Like, they are doing good work. I don't think the main issue with this movie is the acting, is that distraction. Let's talk about a couple other good things before I get to the main issue with this movie. The songs are really good, like really good. Pasek and Paul did this. You may know their names from La La Land, doing the music for La La Land, and The Greatest Showman as well, which, spoiler alert, I kind of could have just replayed my review for Greatest Showman for this in many ways, because here's the main issue with the movie. It doesn't really explore its subject matter in any meaningful way. It takes this deep subject, in the case of The Greatest Showman, exploitation, outcast, what that means, and doesn't really dig in to its characters' consequences for behavior or what they're doing. The things that Evan Hansen does in this movie are sociopathic. They are terrible, absolutely terrible, and shockingly so. And many other characters as well, just doing stuff that doesn't make for a really engaging movie where I want to care about anyone or root for any of the characters. Much like The Greatest Showman, this is a movie where I will be listening to the soundtrack a lot and probably never watching the movie again. On my loved it, liked it, disliked it, hated it, or it was just okay scale, this one gets a very, very, very strong didn't like it.